Welcome to the very 85th hour of Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. Thank you, Chaz. My name is Leo, and I'm going to be the Games Master for today, this morning. This is a relaxed performance, which means we have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of those that would struggle to stay silent or still for an entire hour. The lights are... No, it can't be, because the...
Because it was hour 80, 81, 82,
Okay. The lights are going to stay exactly like this, and there should be no loud noises. But there will be some mood music as we go. You've already been acquainted with Naomi, our stage manager. She's over your right shoulder. If you do need anything, please do ask her. And if it's all getting too much, you feel free to duck out the door that you came in and ask for sweet staff to readmit you when you want to join us again. We are also, because it's the first hour of the day, very proud to be joined by our BSL interpreter, Isla, who amazingly still is here signing our improvised fantasy game. Yes. So, what? Yeah, exactly. That face is exactly correct, Tyler. Well done. So what are we doing here? This is a tabletop role-playing game, which means the four people on my left and right here play individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. And as the Games Master, I control the fantasy setting. The walls that are made of various materials, clocks, you'll see, the antagonists that they have to fight off, and indeed the allies that they have to rescue. I control all of that, and to try and keep things a little bit fair, we interact with one another using dice. The most common die you'll hear us talking about is the D20, 20-sided dice, or icosahedron if you're feeling very nerdy. In general, higher numbers are better, lower numbers are worse. Anything above a 20 tends to be fairly impressive, but we're getting to quite high-level play here at the end of the month. So 20s. Well, James is laughing because he's rolling terribly this month. If you hear James roll his eyes and make that noise that he just did there, it means he rolled a critical failure on the dice, which means no matter how easy the thing that he was trying to do is, he has muffed it up somehow.
We have to down our drinks.
Yes, so 84 hours of backstory. Strap in. The players were members of, or are members of a rebellion, which has been fighting a protracted war with an imperial cult that did enslave them for 5 years, and now they've thrown them off. And the cult's motivations to enslave them seem to circle around a mysterious ore that seems to have time travel and explosive properties, depending on how you treat it. They have chased the cult off of their planet and have chased them interdimensionally for a bit to just make sure that they would never come back again. And they are currently stuck on the Nexus, which they are told is at the center of all creation, and has an incredible, unthinkably large chunk of this crystal, this ore, in the middle of it. And that's where we're going to pick up in just a moment as they're talking to their new allies, ? They've met a new cult that they're not sure whether to trust entirely yet so far. Is that fair? Yeah. Okay, so...
It's better than the old cult.
New and improved. This time in yellow. So... We're gonna jump straight back in there in a minute, and you can riff all you like, James. But first, let's meet our players and their characters. So, starting on my right, tell us your name, your character's name, your pronouns, and give us a little bit about where your character's at the moment.
My name is James Benison. My character's name is Locke. He is him, and is a tiefling warlock. So tieflings are the half devils. So they've got horns and red skin and a lovely tail used for balance?
Balance, yeah, for when you're running.
Locke has had a crisis of kind of mental health issues throughout the entire of this game due to his bad rolling, but he's finally thinks everything's okay, and he's sure he's going to get a natural 20 today.
We'll see. Chaz.
It's my last one.
Hey, I'm Chaz, he, him, and I'm playing Kidmat John, who is also he, him, a Furbolg paladin. Furbolg means he is 7 foot tall. He has blue skin and bovine features. He's a cow person. 7 foot tall, blue skin cow person. Best way to describe him. He speaks with a fantasy Minnesotan accent. and his friendly demeanor hides an insatiable bloodlust. And he's real looking forward to getting some killing done. I just love killing.
Killing, but maybe no blood. Emma.
Yes, hi, I'm Emma. I'm she, her, as is my character. New character for anyone on the stream. Katsal.
How are you spelling that?
Katselle.
Katselle.
He was a dwarven barbarian.
Dwarven barbarian.
Indeed.
Fantastic. And Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob Frimston. He, him. This is my first hour, so
Rob bought a ticket to come and be here.
new voice, and then I ended up playing. Who knew?
So did Emma.
I am playing a rogue elf who I assume is a new character to the campaign. He, him. Spelf. Spelf the elf.
Jesus Christ.
Katselle.
I've been here the whole time. No one talks to me.
I hope you're all taking notes. There will be a quiz at the end. In the honour of GCSE results day, there will be a long test.
There's going to be a quiz at the end, but there's a first, second, and third place prize, so everyone's walking away now.
Okay. Okay, so where we see the characters, let me set the scene, where we're going to meet the characters is a large hall. Except the entirety of the nexus where they're at is made of clockwork. So this hall, the very floor, is made out of these incredibly large cogs, which every now and then you get into the rhythm of it, but every now and then it just ticks very, very dramatically. The walls are all created by cogs, and the players have found that actually moving through them, the corridors of this nexus, can prove dangerous. If you get too close to these cogs, they can chew you up a little bit. The very last thing that happened was yesterday. The players were constructing this character called Copper out of an automotive suit that's basically looks like a suit of armor. Now has a little girl in it who is channeling the soul powers that are keeping Copper active and alive. But how was this suit created? None of you know. We'll get to that today. Is there anything that you'd like to? Yeah, go on.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why?
That's a good question that hasn't been addressed by the party yet.
Okay.
So if you
Hey, does anybody remember when we were in a rebellion?
I do remember that. I was there, man.
Things were simpler back then.
things have moved, things have escalated quickly. I'm
Now
sorry.
Are we just torturing a small girl now?
There's also like a lot of other people in there.
Yes.
Okay, so
the-
not just one girl then.
There's a bunch of souls inside of the
Okay.
suit that she channels. It's very interesting and weird.
You know what? I
Again,
came here
why?
for one reason, to kill cultists, so if we can move forward with that plan.
Okay, and Kidmat, indeed, you see a bunch of cultists around you, but they're not in the green and red robes that you're used to. They're in these dusky yellow robes with sun and stars sort of symbology all around them. The leader of them being called Rust, which I imagine you'd have been introduced to him by now, considering you've been around for a few days.
There's a lot of cults going around now.
Yes, well, there's a lot to worship.
Is Rust not in the suit?
Huh? Is Rust in the suit?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I missed that one. Okay. Rust is dead.
Well, I guess that makes me the leader.
There were about 10 cultists who were left alive.
10 cultists were left alive. Okay, fine. My apologies. In which case,
Not named, so
we're going to say the new leader is Pankas. Pankas for you.
Pancakes?
Yes. Yeah, pancakes.
Pancakes is in charge.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I love pancakes.
Good. Pankas goes, no, I'm afraid it's you're mispronouncing. I'm sorry. It's
Am I
pan.
saying that right? Pancakes?
No, Cass. Cass.
Pancakes.
Say Cass.
Cass?
Say pan.
Pan?
Pancas.
Pancakes.
No.
Pancakes. I've got a question.
No. It's not pancakes. It's pancas.
What is going on?
What is going on? Well, you have come. Well, you have been sent. You've been sent from the gods, from Hellas, to help us purify the crystals. The ore behind you needs
How
purification.
do we purify, and is it through killing the guys in the other robes?
Yes, it is partly. Well, yes and no. So the guys in the other robes, we've been working with them. But we're also not friends. They've
Very mad at you right now.
Yes, I can see that. Listen, the point that you need to get is that you were talking to our leader, and your motivations seem to align around getting rid of this corrupted ore. Yes, you remember the corrupted ore. Yes,
Yes, I remember. I was saying.
you remember the corrupted ore.
I remember the corrupted ore.
See, he remembers the corrupted ore. Are you all right, Chaz?
You gonna stick with that?
Yes. the first thing to come out of my mouth. That's the voice. Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Pancakes, wasn't it?
Pankas.
I am Spelf the elf.
Spelf the elf.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's spelled Spelf.
You have a silly name. Spell's got a good name.
Oh, my apologies.
This is just sailing into fast very quickly.
Yes.
today.
Can I get perception? Can I get perception checks for everybody, please?
Perception. That is a
18.
9.
15, 18.
I got 2 ones. As in,
Now we've started.
11. I got 11.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has got
Okay.
90%.
I thought you genuinely rolled 2 ones
No,
after one of
11.
them. Okay. Fine. Spelf.
Yes.
What you suddenly hear a sort of a clinking noise, a scratching.
Oh, clinking.
That's correct.
Can't tell the others.
Oh, there you are.
You okay? You just said clinking.
There's a clinking noise.
I can't
It's like metal on metal. It's something you've not heard before.
I haven't heard this before.
We seem to be doing this with a Mighty Boosh character.
You're encouraging him.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's Chandler's fault.
Sorry, Dad.
Oh
Good.
boy! I don't notice any of this. I'm just like, I think I see a bee.
Okay.
Oh,
There are no. There's a tiny clockwork insect just buzzes past your face.
oh boy, a bee.
Boy bee.
Okay. So Pankas,
Pancakes.
what has happened?
So sorry, guys. You've paid to be here.
We're usually a lot smoother than this.
And Chaz wonders why he never gets into combat in the first hour.
Pankas turns to you and goes, "Listen, I want to thank you for helping us create copper.
And why did we do that?
Because, no, listen, I do have an answer if you stop interrupting me.
Pancakes.
Because copper is the only way that we can open new portals, because that power, opening the portals that you've been travelling through, is very taxing on the soul, and copper is designed to be able to open them. And that will help you get home.
Fantastic.
So the
I think
only...
we'd be able to get home. This is actually a very good development.
Yeah, well, there we are. If you'd have let me speak earlier.
You know what? You're all right, Pancakes.
Pancas. The only thing that needs doing now is the purification of the main crystal. There are still pieces of the corrupt ore inside of it. You can see, look, one there. And as he points, you can see that the impossibly large crystal that forms one wall of this hall actually has imperfections in it all the way through. Little pieces of ore that look like the ore that you were forced to mine for 5 years back
Okay,
home.
so what do we do? Do we just, do I stick my sword in it and just pop it out?
No, I think we should just go mine it. That's what we
Yeah.
No.
Mining. Get
No.
a pickaxe.
No, you can't. You can't damage the crystal, or you'll never get home. You have to commune with it. It is our god.
Oi, Crystal!
That's not how.
Get out here!
Okay, can I get perception checks from all of you again?
22.
17.
18.
Also 17.
Oh, right. Okay, well, in this case, everybody gets much better. You become aware that something is sneaking up on you. On the ceiling, as you're looking up at the crystal, especially you, Kid Matt, you catch this first, you can see what looks to be a very large, and I'm talking maybe 12 foot long, metal spider with the head that sort of looks like a spade or a hammerhead shark sort of thing.
Can I chuck a javelin at it before it goes
From here on in, this will be called the Retriever. And no, it just doesn't get a surprise round now. So we're going to go into initiative, which means we're just going to roll to see what order everybody acts in combat. I'm glad you're laughing. I rolled a 26. What did you get? 5.
This is because of the pancakes thing, isn't it?
It is because of the pancakes thing, yeah.
6.
Great. High rolls.
14.
14, that's not bad. Okay, the Retriever, as you watch it, springs down towards Copper. And it closes its 8 metal legs around the body of what you thought was quite a large thing, anyway, looks small now compared to it, and picks it up with its 2 front mandibles. As Copper goes, "Oh, this isn't good! No, I'd rather not! No! Ah!" Yeah, so Copper fails. Copper rolled a 3, and the Retriever just picks her up. And that's it. As you watch... thank you. Nobody tells me these things. As you watch, there are 5 other sort of automotive machines appear out of the walls. There are 3 snakes, look for all the world to be cobras, but are made entirely of metal, snake their way out of the clockwork walls, and one of the walls bursts open, cogs whirring frantically, to reveal what is essentially a large ballista, a large man-sized crossbow with a big stone humanoid automaton sort of standing in front of it with a huge shield. It looks like you've been jumped.
Oh boy, here I go, killing again.
Kid Matt, it's your turn first.
Greatsword is out.
Yep.
Let's do...
Wait, who are you attacking? So around you, you've got these 3 cobras that are starting to attack the cult in general, and that ballista has appeared with the big stone thing, and then there's the Retriever, this huge metal spider, essentially.
Boy, I'm spoiled for choice.
Yeah, you are. See, you asked for combat in the first hour. I am a generous DM.
You guys have got the rest right. I'll take the big one. Ah!
You charge towards the back of this metal spider and bringing your great sword clanging down on its side.
Let's make these both divine swords.
Okay, well, see if you hit first.
Yes, I don't have to declare that until I hit.
No.
Will a 21 hit?
21 will hit, yes. Oh, God. Maths. The maths bit. It's the most important, fun part of the game.
That's 10 slashing
10?
and 9 radiant.
Okay, can you describe to the kind people how your magic appears? Because it is very funny.
Okay, so Kid Matt's magic, because he's got these big bovine ears, when he summons his magic, they start to glow. It's like if you put your ear in direct sunlight and you can see the cartilage. That sort of thing, except he's lost one of his ears in a recent battle. So there's a glowing ear, and then this is just like light shooting out of a socket, but not like constantly. It's like somebody trying to start a lawnmower.
As your sword glows with the same divine energy and you bring it down on the side of the Retriever, barely even scratching its hide.
I've got a second attack.
You have got a second attack.
Well, I'm going to use it.
Alright, I want to do it then.
I will. Not as good. Will a 13?
A 13 most certainly will not hit. As you bring your sword back down again on the same metal hide, it just skitters off the back of it and the Retriever turns to look at you. It's not very happy, you get that impression. Despite it being a machine, its red gem eyes sort of all whir in place and you feel inspected.
Nope, can't do anything as bonus action.
Okay, Spelf, the elf.
Spelf! I'd like to attack the spade-headed spider.
Does Spelf say his own name when he attacks?
No, that would just be announcing.
Making him the worst rogue in Deriland.
Spelf!
I can get a sneak attack on the spade-headed spider, right? 'Cause it's within 5 feet.
You can indeed get a sneak attack on the spade-headed spider, which means you roll with advantage,
Cool.
and then you'll do an extra 5d6 damage if you hit.
So let's go short sword.
Oh, okay, cool. So Spelf paces up to the side of the spider,
Yep.
bringing their short sword down on the side.
That's a natural 20.
That's a critical hit. Spelf's elf eyes see a slight divide in the armor as the retriever turns towards Kidmat, and you're like, right, that's where my sword's going.
His spell eyes.
Spelf eyes. Which sadly makes this 12d6 damage.
Have we got more d6?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool ones.
Take mine, my friend.
6,
6, 7, 8,
9.
10,
It's just more fun if you roll 12 at once rather than...
It really is. Listen to the noise it makes. If you can ever pick them up.
Here we go. Into the mic, please. Oh.
I think that's a disappointing noise after all.
10,
Maybe too many dice.
20,
Too many dice.
30. No, I just moved them. That's 30. 40, 41.
41! Ah! Blummedeck. Okay. You remember how... You remember how I said 20 was impressive? 41 damage as your short sword enters in through the side of the retriever and finds a very critical cog, and you just pull it out and go, "You've been spoofed!" Can I have my dice back?
Saving it from a friend.
I like how you turned your name into a verb now, like Smurf.
Smurf. Right.
As a bonus action, I'd like to hide. Spell out!
Roll,
not here!
roll your stealth check, Spelf. Your spelf check.
Hey!
There we go. We found the pun. We found the pun.
That is 25.
25. Okay, so would you like to narrate to us how on earth you managed to... Oh, you're in melee combat with it. So
Oh, it's got to disengage.
you'd have to disengage, yeah.
Alright, fine, I'll just do that.
Okay.
I'm still shouting spell out.
Okay, Spelf out! He shouts as he turns and quickly runs away from the spider. So, in full motion, what you did is...
I think I just ran past in a straight line, and as I was going past, just... Whoop.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's much more awesome. Cool. That brings us to Locke.
These guys have got that one handled.
Okay, good.
I'm going to turn on... are they all clockwork type things?
They are all clockwork type things.
I'm just thinking, in that case, that it's probably unlikely... me, myself, I don't know if they'll take psychic damage or not. Because they're made of clots.
No, you don't know.
So instead, gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Yeah!
That always goes so well when I roll a natural 20!
Finally! I'm so happy for you, James.
Thank you!
You have witnessed the greatest moment in this 100-hour show.
Thank you so much!
You have no idea. In the 2 hours he played the other day, he rolled 5 critical failures.
And a 21.
And a 21. So both of those hit. Who are you aiming, though?
Okay!
One of the Iron Cobras.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so you take aim at one of the Iron Cobras, and you bring your Eldritch red energy buzzing to the tips of your fingers, releasing the bolts.
That's
That's a 10.
I know that's 18. Is this the critical damage?
Yeah, so 18, is that it?
4.
Plus 4, so
Unless I get
22.
them. Just the dice get them.
Dice get, yeah, you roll twice as many dice.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah,
22.
Plus 9.
9. Okay, so 31.
Yes. What a day.
What a glorious day! As these 2 pieces of red energy, which he has described previously like the Star Wars blasters,
Yeah.
pew pew,
It makes that noise as well.
out of his hands into the cobra, severely damaging it. You completely blast half of its side off, and you can see the mechanisms whirring within it. That particular cobra is looking incredibly rough, but there are 2 others.
That's alright. I'm basing them. Oh yeah, and it gets pushed
Oh, and it gets
back.
pushed
Yes.
10 foot back, so it gets slammed against the wall behind
Yeah.
it. Yes, indeed. All right. Catsell, in this momentous round of combat, can you can you top us up?
So she keeps the warhammer out there, like don't wear it.
Don't ask where she keeps it. Is it like a Wonder Woman sort of? It was part of her garb?
Like, stuff that's, like,
Yeah.
see it when it's come out.
That's cool.
And I'm gonna go to rage.
Yep.
And
What sends Catsell into a rage?
really dull since we got here. There's not gonna work.
That's true.
Thank you.
To hit. So sheer boredom. You're just excited to hit something. Okay, cool. You still get 2 attacks, I think. Okay. Reckless, which means that you throw caution to the wind, and in order to get a better hit, you expose your weaknesses. So what did you get? 27 will hit, yes. 17 will not hit, no. So you bring the hammer down twice, wildly on the side of the thing. 12. Okay. Leaving a nice dent in the side of its face as Copper stands there. Okay, roll an intimidation check for me. Well, you should be. You should have proficiency. Oh no, you're not an orc. Sorry, my bad. That's a 2. Okay. Aha! Something that hits! Just so excited. Yeah! Yeah!
What is this group?
It's glorious. We've been waiting all Fringe for this,
You've got
Chaz.
an insane downburst. You've got a warlock with emotional problems. You've got one
He's
of the
crying as
house
he's
spells.
hitting them.
Spell elf.
How is Pancakes the most reasonable person in this room?
Pancas! Okay.
It's just running around going, it's Pancas! It's Pancas!
So this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. Oh, was it? Sorry, she went up to the retriever, hit it twice with the hammer, and did 12 damage.
So they're doing the retriever and I'm doing everything else.
Yes,
Good.
pretty much.
Yeah, I can do it.
The retriever levels its head not at you, Catsell. It turns its head towards Spelf. Spelf the elf. Can I get a Constitution saving throw from Spelf the elf?
Yes, you can.
Is it moving into combat with the spell?
No.
Oh, that's not good. 9.
9. So as it turns its head, it's what, for all intents and purposes, would be its jaw drops, and a red beam erupts from it. It's essentially using a beam weapon on you, and you are now, as it strikes you mid-stride, your muscles tense up and lock in place, and you are now paralyzed for 1 minute.
1 minute is a long time in
It's a
combat.
long time in combat.
Each round of combat is 6 seconds.
So, yes.
Just propose I'm in burgers.
Sure.
Like,
Spur!
like that scene in The Mask.
Deep cut, mate. So, and then,
that way.
and then 2 of its metal legs come, 1 on each of you.
Oh, jeez. I got this.
So against Kidnap first, we're gonna go for a natural 1.
Yay.
So
Ah,
as
it's on you now!
I guess you.
as it brings its leg around, you just very easily bring your greatsword up and parry it. Like,
I'm not, no, it's not even movement. It's just... Come on, buddy. Better than this.
and it will attack Catsell as well with advantage. Thank you for reminding me. That's a 23. For 15 slashing damage, so halved to 7 because you're raging. So the forearm cuts across your axe arm, and you're just like, ah! 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 Bored. And then, as its movement, it provokes attacks of opportunity from both of you as it scuttles backwards without ever turning around. It scuttles backwards up the wall 40 feet in the air and heads towards its exit, still holding on to Copper.
Where do you think you're going, buddy?
And Copper's there like, oh dear, it seems to be taking me with me. I'm sure this is fine.
10.
Both of those miss. 18 clangs across.
Who this man?
Its armor class is 19, so as you bring your hammer round to strike it in your attack of opportunity, it just brings its forearm up, the one that hit you, and then scuttles away.
That could face me.
Nope. Now, the cobras, one of the, definitely, yeah, so 2 of the cobras attack cult members, and do damage. So as you watch, the cobras do some damage. As you watch, the cobras twist around the yellow robed cult members, and the rest of them, all 7 of them, start scattering to the side walls, trying to get out of the way. One iron cobra and the bolter are definitely going to attack Locke.
Bring it!
So the iron cobra that you hit is now going to bite you. It rears up its hood. Thank you. It rears up and its hood flares out and it comes forward to bite you and very anticlimactically just misses you. It just doesn't get close enough. And you don't even flinch. You're just there like, mate, I've killed you. However, the bolter, this large ballista, sends out a harpoon towards you.
Can that be a disadvantage, please? Because I have entropic ward.
Ooh, okay. So how does that appear?
When I see him about to fire, I cast a hand and kind of a odd kind of red ripply energy kind of goes over him, which means that he has a disadvantage on that roll, and if it misses me, then I get advantage on it in the next turn.
Okay, well it rolled a 21 with disadvantage.
That'll hit.
So worth doing though. Yeah. I just rolled really well. I rolled a natural 14 for the disadvantage. And you take 9 piercing damage. You're considered grappled as the harpoon passes through you and stays in you, and it starts to drag you in. He's about 50 to 60 feet away.
In that case, I can cast Hellish Rebuke on him.
You can cast Hellish Rebuke on him as your skin flares up with red fire. What do I need to do? Is that a save?
Dexterity saving throw.
That is not this thing's strong point.
I'll find a weakness.
14. Miss. So, do the damage.
That's fire. That's 12 fire damage.
12 fire damage. Okay. As the thing starts to... yeah, Locke, you whisper something, some devilish word in response.
I probably grab the bolt. You say you've got a big wire?
Yeah, you're attached. It's like harpooned you.
How much damage was that by?
I don't even remember. I think it was 12, something like that. Oh no, it was 9, but there we are. Okay, that is the end of my turn, so that brings us back to Kidmat.
Where is the retriever?
It's 40 feet on a wall.
Can I throw the dwarf at it?
Fastball special.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also like to say that I have the powerful build trait, which is I count as 1 size larger when determining my capacity. Other way, I can push, drag, or lift.
That's fine. So
and what is throwing but a lift but more aggressive?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll give you an athletics check with advantage then. Lift and push.
Lift and push. It's an athletics check. Right?
With advantage.
It's not great. It's not great, either of them. Not great.
It's a 9. So you do get you get close, and then you sort of arc just under. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, that's my turn.
Do you want to imbue her with Divine Strike?
Yeah, why not? Can I do that?
No, you can't. No, you could. I don't know. That's. Is that a bonus action, Sanctuary?
No,
I don't know. Well, okay. Well, let's move on. So, Spelf.
You know what? It was a great idea.
Let me just check if you get to stay. It is a bonus action.
Sanctuary.
So, narrate for me how Sanctuary works as I just looked this up.
Sanctuary means that anyone who tries to attack Catzel has to pass a particular check.
Wisdom saving. Yeah.
Otherwise, they can't attack.
So this golden energy goes around Catzel, the dwarf, as she flies into the air and then lands underneath the retriever. At the end of your turn, Spelf the elf, you get to roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you're no longer paralyzed.
Come on, Spelf.
Here we go.
That's
6.
No.
Last time.
You're definitely still paralyzed. Sorry about that.
Constitution is my one flaw.
Yeah, well, there we are. Lock.
Yep, well, there we are.
So there it is.
I've got this thing in front of me, and I.
Yes, so you've got a cobra in front of you, you've got a harpoon in your leg.
And how far away is the other cobras from me?
The other cobras are about 30, 20 feet. It keeps changing because they're chasing the cultists around the rest of this room.
Okay, in that case, I need to finish this guy off anyway.
The cobra in front of you?
Yeah, well, will he get an attack of opportunity if I Eldritch Blast him?
No, but you have to roll at a disadvantage because it's a ranged attack in melee. Sorry, we're getting noodly here.
Cool, I will... yeah, I'll
I didn't make the name, man.
actually, yeah, no, I mean, I've got to finish him off anyway before I can try and get out of this
Okay.
harpoon-based situation.
Yes.
So let's roll. So that's 11 on the first one.
That misses, but you do get the impression that this thing doesn't have a very good armor class.
And that's 18.
18 will hit. So that's your D10 plus your modifier plus I get pushed back, yeah?
You get pushed back, yeah, and that's just 10 points of damage, and he gets pushed back 10 feet.
Yeah, it's that. So as you...
First kill!
yeah, well, there we go. As you fire another one of these bolts into the cobra, it's rearing up to try and attack you again, and you just catch it straight in the face, and the thing just explodes. Cogs, clockwork everywhere.
Lovely. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, there we go. Anything else? Bonus actions?
I don't think about anything that was gonna... would I know if I were to teleport, would the thing teleport with me?
Probably, yeah.
The whole... But
It's inside you.
Yeah, but like, the rope that goes all the way back. He would,
I see.
attached.
It's an interesting point.
Either Misty Step or Dimension Door.
Yeah, it's. I think it depends where you teleport, personally.
Within 30 feet.
But Misty Step is a bonus action. Dimension Door's not, anyway.
Yeah, it would be Misty Step.
If you Misty Stepped, then yes, it would still stay with you.
Like, and the rope.
Yes.
In that case, I won't bother.
Yep. It would just unwind really, really quickly.
Fair.
The other end. And also, like, technically you're grappled. So. But I mean, okay, blah 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 blah. Sorry, that was a bit noodly. Bit noodly. Catsel, you're stood. You were hoping to be fastball special 40 feet in the air, and now you're stood 40 feet below your target. What is your plan? You can throw two-hand axes at it.
Yes!
Yep, sure. Reckless hand axes. 26 will hit. 25 will hit as you throw these two small axes up towards the face of the retriever. You make sure not to hit copper as you're aiming. 22 points of damage. Lovely.
Get back down here!
In response, the retriever disappears into the wall.
No!
The clockwork
That wall.
The clockwork unfurls behind it and it scuttles backwards. But first, just as a passing retort, it's going to fire its a force beam back at Catsel. So, wisdom saving throw. Thank you for reminding me.
Against my DC, isn't it?
Yep. It rolled a 17.
13.
That was just natural. 30, I think your DC should be higher than. We'll
16.
look at that in a minute. But anyway, you need to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please, as a different coloured beam shoots out of this thing's mouth, white this time, heading towards you. 15 does not pass. You needed 16.
That was 16.
So you take 27 points of force damage as this thing slams into your chest, and it's force damage, so it's not halved. 27, yeah. And your feet do that, you know, the Dragon Ball Z thing where your feet are pushed against the ground. So your feet are pushed against the ground, and you manage to hold yourself in place, but you almost move several inches back in place. The retriever is gone, and as the retriever is gone, the oaken bolter that holds you in place retreats as well into the wall.
Go back with him?
Roll a strength check.
Famously good at strength. 7.
So as everybody else watches, Kidmat, as you watch, Locke suddenly goes over on his back and is starting to be pulled back into the wall with the oaken bolter. The cobras are beginning to retreat as well.
Ow, ow,
Can I
ow,
smash
ow.
something?
I mean, it's your turn now.
Yes. Can I smash this bolter?
You run up to it. There is a huge sort of stone clockwork automaton in front of it.
Can I hit that?
I mean, you can hit that. Or you could cut the rope to set... Okay. Fine.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, let's not go crazy.
We started this rebellion together, and
We
hour
did,
one.
we did, in hour one.
They started the fire. It wasn't always burning.
Yeah, 21 will hit, won't it?
21 will hit.
Yeah, divine.
Okay, you might as well.
Might as well, mate.
Might as well pour everything into it.
That is...
You know your divine smites are
Yes.
d8s, yeah?
This is the slashing.
Okay, cool.
8 slashing.
8 slashing.
Yes, 16 radiant.
Okay, yeah, you score an incredible hit on this thing, putting a crack in its shield. Would you like to hit it again with your second attack? As you bring the sword down again? Probably.
He's got a gun. Oh, he's paralysed.
He's paralysed.
I should
She's in a rage.
I will cut the
And
rope.
she's got a hammer.
Okay, roll an attack for me. You're going to unknit them.
12.
12 is enough, yeah, it's a rope. As you bring your great sword across your body back down on the rope, severing it, Locke, you are stopped from being dragged away with the ballista.
Because I'm now in combat with this guardian.
Yeah.
If it's retreating, do I get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, if we have enough time, because we're running out. So let's see if how many rounds of combat we can get out. Spelf? Roll a